What's up, friends? Back with another episode of the Daily Grind. You already know I'm pouring you up a nice hot cup of joe. Gonna get your day off to a bright and beautiful start. Shall we check in and get today's messages? I feel like you're picking up on something, okay? Um, I'll just say indifferent, okay? You are hearing something and this feel like use of like your spiritual gifts where like you just picking up on the vibration of a thing. And this can be like you hear what's not being said sometimes is what that is. But I feel like this is valuable to you because it's letting you know like what to do. Okay. Something significant about the observer, that's the card that's at the bottom of this deck. But what's interesting is this is actually something, an aspect of quantum physics that I've been studying is the observer. And the way in which it is depicted, it's a positioning, if you will, that takes this perspective of life that is willing to take a step back, um, not waiting for the thing that you want to come, but observing it as it is here. Okay, so you guys know in talking about quantum physics, the universe responds to the vibration of the now, and something makes me feel as though and this is, trust me, this is something that I'm working on or have been working on as well. Has taken, I will say, a level of conscious effort, not physical effort, but maintaining this vibrational stance in my consciousness has required effort because it doesn't come naturally to me. So take that as you will, because that could resonate for some of you as well. But in quantum physics, right? What usually happens is um and this is where you will find it contradicts with religion, because you're talking about asking and shall be given, seeking ye shall find, knocking the door shall be open. And it's not to say that those practices are bad, but quantum physics teaches that the universe responds to the energy or the vibration of the now. If I'm asking, if I'm seeking, or if I'm knocking, then that would indicate that the vibration of the now is that I'm asking because I don't have. So it sends a vibration to the universe that says I lack because of the fact that I'm asking. If I'm knocking, that means I'm not in, and it sends a vibration to the universe I'm not in. So it says what I need in, another indication of lack, right? If I'm seeking, I have yet to find. So it says what I need to find. And these things defy quantum physics and prevent the collapse of the false reality, keeping us in this stagnant place where we're waiting on the actual desire reality to break through. So some of you that may resonate. By being the observer, we take a different perspective or position where we are observing the vibration of the now, which is what we have cultivated, which is where we presently stand. And because of that, we actually see that thing happen or play out. We see everything lining up. And the vibration of the now is, I found it, right? Oh my God, here it is. It's just, here it is, right? It's in my hands. It was given to me, right? You know, oh my gosh, the door's open, right? The opportunity is here. The stage is set. That's the difference, right? Quantum physics is living in that place. And what fine line between that and Delulu. But this is not Delulu. This is also what? Having done the what was necessary, right? And not to a degree of proving, because in quantum physics, too much effort is an indication of lack, right? This is somewhat effortless, seamless. It's merely preparation, right? Creating space. When I create space, then what? there's nothing left, but it's basically already filled if I've created the space. So for some of you, that could certainly be what is taking place, okay? You created space for something. So now that you've created space, well, whatever that is being filled. Let's get our messages for today. Pull a few cards. Okay. Intuition is here. Okay. Intuition. Let me just say, being given insight to something, but what feels like a need to overcome fear. Here's leadership. Okay. Finding love. So some of you, as you step up and you take the lead, you may even find that others step up and perhaps take the lead, using your intuition, being led. Look at that. Overcome fear, safe travel. Okay. So again, things begin, movement takes place, if you will, because of the fact that you decided, yeah, I just heard fear not, okay? You're not going to be afraid. Whatever it is that you're maybe doing or embarking on today, this feels like the vibration is rising in a situation or circumstance because your hidden wisdom, if you will, your insight is having you perhaps step up to the plate or up to the bat in some area or in some situation. Fish. Look who's at the bottom of the deck. I feel like a lot of messages, okay? I'm getting like I know this is not air energy, but it feels like intuition. A lot of messages from your intuition, a lot of insights, which feels like it has to do with like movement taking place. Spirit is giving you insight to movement taking place so that you operate in flow. This could be so that you don't miss the flow. It could also be so that you are with the current is what it feels. Okay, you maybe even remain current, up to date could be what that is. Leadership is clarified by the zebra. Okay, we're going from water to fire. Okay, which makes sense with leadership. Right, I think about Aries, Mars energy, right? Mars obviously being fire, but this is kind of giving like being willing to, this could be like step up, being different, being willing to be different and step up and take the lead, do something different could be what that is come midday. Okay, so intuitive flow at the top of the day. Midday is being willing to step up. I don't know why it's giving like dare to be different. Some could be significant about dare. DARE used to be an acronym that police use. I don't know how much they use it anymore, but it's drug abuse resistance education. So I don't know if you're maybe teaching about some things like that. That could be significant. But what it was designed to do was to teach, we'll say children, but adolescents, young people, if you will, about drugs, so that they would be, by educating them, they would resist perhaps a temptation to abuse, or perhaps even to use, by virtue of having informed them. But I don't know that this has to be that. But with the fire ant at the bottom of the deck, this could be a step in leadership that others maybe stray away from or are fearful of. This is almost like no one wants to step up in whatever this area is, but you could certainly be, again, there to be different. You could be stepping up in whatever this area is, okay? I don't know why it gives that energy. I will say that fire ant energy is also aggressive. So this could be, you could be dealing with something that's different. This could be like an aggressive population. Or when it comes to your leadership style, you might be different. So you might be a bit more, I'll just say assertive, if you will, when it comes to the way in which you lead. Okay. Good girl. Fire ant, overcome fear. So like I said, fire ant, this is obviously fire energy, maintaining that nightingale, which is air. Interestingly enough, this has everything to do with expression, like just let it out type of energy. So this could be where that might be the way you lead. You just say whatever it is that you have to say, or whatever, however it needs to, whatever needs to be said. But I don't know if this, something makes me feel like it, in some situations there could be a fear that somebody would be scared of what you have to say or what might come out, and you might be scared of what comes out. Scared you gonna run people away. Something makes me feel like, and this could be like, I don't want to be too aggressive, right? Something makes me fear like, if that's a fear that you have, so I feel this energy of like, if there's a need to assert yourself, then that's what you're doing. And again, it feels like it's by virtue of expression. You're stepping up, you're taking the lead on. This could be like having a conversation that everybody else is scared to have. I don't know why I feel like initiating. Something about initiating. So whatever this is, I feel like you could be initiating a conversation, but it feels like it's by doing something. Some of you could certainly be like bringing leaders out, bringing out the leaders. And this is like fear of being different, but then being different only scares away the people that are fearful of being different. But it actually draws towards you. It's almost like the people who have a desire to be different, right? Or are different themselves. I feel this energy of like they want to, this could be like no more, to dig deeper. There's something of that nature. So some of y'all may find that. Okay. He had to say, let God arise and his enemies be scattered. So I feel like that's the case. Deep down. New chapter. Okay. Okay. Spiritually, that's what this is saying. You're gonna, Spirit is showing you the depths of something or someone at the top of the day, which feel like how they operate, how they move, their flow, okay? Or about yourself. And with new chapter, like knowing this is the messenger, so leadership. Allowing, this is kind of like if I'm a leader and I'm just different, or I do it differently, allowing yourself to do that. Letting go of your need to be like everyone else is what it feels like. So I don't know if you're sending a message or what. I can't lie, I kind of get an energy where something midday is almost like I don't care. Again, it's almost like I don't care. Um, I'm doing it. I do it differently, or I'm doing this differently. But whatever it's doing is sending a message that I'll just say about the way that you lead. Okay. And again, this could be someone else. Okay. Harvest. I love it. This is like growth from overcoming some sort of a fear. The magnet. You drawing your harvest to you. That's what this feels like. And for some, in some scenario, this is people, this could be things. But again, this is like, I hear Joe. Oh, the things your man won't do, I do them for you. So this could be somebody who, this is kind of like daring to be different, taking leadership, right? And again, this could be sending a message that you're drawn to send, saying something that you're drawn to say, and just feeling, and whatever this is like it's a different, right? It's maybe a different direction, or you know something of that nature. But if in it, because it feels like it's, I definitely get like it's gonna run some people off. So if there was fear of that though, this feels like ascension, because the people that it brings in, this is given like the harvest, like this is your harvest, you're reaping your harvest is what it feels like. But it's almost like what or whomever is leaving are those things or people that would eat up your harvest. And it's almost, it feels like the energy of like fear of letting them go, keeping you from stepping into position or into power and being different in the ways that you need to in order to actually grow, to get what you're supposed to get. And something feels as though you're facing that, whatever that fear is today, you're doing something that demonstrates that you're facing that fear, and it's bringing about the growth that maybe you were worried about seeing. It's drawing it to you. But that's why I feel we started off talking about quantum physics, and I just saw 1611 on the clock, because I feel like that's the quantum field that you're collapsing. The inauthentic that was fearful, that's not you. You're different. You're not fearful, actually. Fear is kind of like the mirroring of whoever it is that you were maybe worried about chasing away or running off. And something feels as though because of the fact that you're not fearful, and so you actually have just, you just evolved is what it feels like. Now that you're doing something, because that's what this is, right? Water is like just kind of like, flowing, right? Flowing, intuiting, but then that come the afternoon, that's when the fire kicks in. And like I said, doing something to send a message, taking some sort of action, or actually sending a message. But whatever this is a different, it's unique, is what it feels. A unique means by which to step up. But what feels like reaping on the other side of your willingness, yeah, this is 1% energy. What you're doing is asserting yourself, is what it feels, and not being fearful to do so. And because of that, it's drawing towards you something that um, you deserve to see. So, Fortuna's at the bottom of the deck. Um, Safe travel, because I feel like whatever this is, yeah, it's a rolling, not a stopwatch. Don't ever stop. Um, this makes me feel like, yeah, I just heard an abundant flow. So whatever this is, it's almost like once you dare to be different and step out or do something differently, I don't know why I feel like people are getting the message, but it is definitely, I just heard drawing a crowd. And for some of you, that could be like where the fear was demonstrated, but something makes me feel like, no, you about to see some growth, and people are being drawn to you because I feel like you're expressing fearlessly, and you're leading what feels like this charge, but the way in which you dare to be different, and it is fearless, if you will. I don't care who I have to address or what I have to say to them, um, or perhaps even, what action I have to take or what I need to do. Um, I feel like you're asserting yourself, and this is something that previously you would not do, which means you getting something that previously you would not get. That's all for today's daily grind. These messages have been long enough. Thank you for your grace. Join us on Patreon for the extended messages, and for the alternate messages, make sure you check out the Spotify. I love you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.